Creating custom Pokemon for you! Welcome back, everyone, to the show where we select lucky commenters to spin a series of random wheels that give us factors for a Pokemon that we then create just for you. It's gonna be an awesome episode today, y'all. We're gonna make 3 amazing custom Pokemon as always. So I hope you enjoy, and if you end up wanting a custom Pokemon for yourself, then don't forget to leave a comment, because I'll be randomly selecting people from this video's comments for the next episode. So without further ado, let's get into the first Pokemon. And this one will be for Andreas. Me too, Andreas. Me too. But anyways, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you're going to be a Convergent Evolution. Fun. And it means that now we have to spin this wheel to see which generation of Pokemon will be making a Convergent for, and it's Gen 5, my favorite. And of course, now we'll spin this wheel that has every single Gen 5 Pokemon on it, and we got Darumaka? That's actually insane, because only a few episodes ago, we made a Convergent Darmanitan. I don't know what the odds are on that, but they're definitely low. But I guess we'll still spin this wheel to see what typing we'll be giving to this Convergent Darumaka. Your first type is the Fighting type. That is good. I can see that working, and you're actually pure Fighting type because your second type was none. And the last step before we see which Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has an X Factor, and you do a signature new mechanic. That could be anything. They say 3's a crowd, but they never met this Pokemon. Your Pokemon is Snarumacaka, the Trap Layer Pokemon. These tricky little tribesmen are known to travel in close-knit packs, with their large numbers allowing them to set intricate and dangerous traps throughout their jungle home, giving them ample protection from potential threats through the use of hidden pitfalls, poisonous plants, swinging logs, and even surprisingly realistic painting. And if all of those fail, they can still rely on their leader, because at level 24 it'll evolve into Darmanitan. This Pokemon is much different from its Unova counterpart, as it actually starts out in its Zen mode, remaining in that form until it's hit by a move. And this is actually part of its signature new mechanic, an ability called Sham Setup, which will hide non-attacking moves from the opponent while Darmanitan is in its Zen mode, allowing it to increase its stats in secret before bursting out when revealed and obliterating the foe in a single blow, making it one of the most tenacious and terrifying tacticians in the Pokemon world. Okay, putting together a Pokemon with those results was difficult, but you know what's way more difficult? Putting together a bed frame. Seriously, the most annoying thing ever. I've been sleeping on a bed frame that creaks and cracks through the night half the time my mattress slips onto the ground, and I still don't change it because the thought of putting together another one is that annoying. Which is why I'm super thankful for today's video sponsor, Flexispot, for saving me. Flexispot is a global brand that focuses on functional, quality, ergonomic, and space-saving furniture for more comfortable living and workspaces. And this is their Kana Retro Japanese joining bed, a bed frame that trades out the near infinite screws and Allen wrench bolts of a typical bed frame for simple interlocking wood panels, which not only makes a ridiculously stable frame, but more importantly, makes it incredibly easy to build. You don't even need tools. Allen wrench be gone. No screws also means no more creaking, and not hearing my bed frame cry out in pain every time I get into it or shift my weight is definitely a plus. Add to that the high headboard, wood finish, and eco-friendly and thoughtfully sourced materials, and you have a bed frame that's perfect for anyone looking to upgrade their comfort and style. So make sure to use the link in my description to check out Flexispot, and make sure to use my code for an instant discount. And today's second Pokemon will be for Ben. So cool to hear your son made his own custom Pokemon. I'd love to see him. But anyways, Ben, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be a mythical. That is awesome and obviously super rare. Now, mythical Pokemon usually don't evolve, but we do still spin this wheel where you have a very small chance to get some, but none this time. And now let's see what typing this mythical is going to be. Your first type is none, which means we're going to make another Pokemon with only one type, and it's dark. And the last step before we see which Pokemon looks like, let's see what its X Factor is going to be, and it is another signature new mechanic. This episode is actually kind of insane. Getting the full potential out of this Pokemon is a true true monumental task. Your Pokemon is Celupine, the Moon Cycle Pokemon. Tucked away in a dark forest, the town of Luna Grove almost looks abandoned, as residents spend a majority of their time huddled up inside their homes, shielding themselves from the highly dangerous beasts that live just outside the town's borders. That is except for once a month, when during a full moon, the town will burst to life with parties, festivals, and gatherings. But why? Well, that's when Celupine reaches its full might. You see, this ancient mythical Pokemon has long served as the guardian of Luna Grove. And unlike the Tapus and Suicunes of the world, this old dog isn't always strong enough to protect its people, as it draws power directly from the moon itself, attaining near godlike strength when the moon is full, but becoming quite a fragile old pup when the moon is hidden from the sky. However, the locals are very understanding of their guardian's limitations, leading to their mostly reclusive lifestyle. And this is reflected in its signature mechanic, Crescent. While Celupine starts out the battle with extremely low stats, every turn it ascends into a new lunar phase, gaining a new design and greater power with every step. After one turn, streaks of white begin to appear across its body, giving it stats on par with most starter Pokemon. After 2 turns, it enters a striking half-moon form, with stats on par with many side legendaries. After 3 turns, it'll enter its powerful gibbous form, giving it stats on par with most box art legendaries. And after 4 turns, its ultimate full moon form is achieved, granting it the incredible base stat total of 700. And in terms of the stat distribution, it's mostly balanced, but it has insane physical attack. And for the shiny, I made the full moon form have a dark color palette as a reference to the base form. But now let's get into the third Pokemon. But before we get into the final Pokemon, it's time for the member modifier. This is the segment of the show where we take a fan favorite Pokemon from a previous episode in the series and give it a brand new upgrade. Because we still need more for the fan-made game, this week I let my channel members vote between 3 Pokemon to give a brand new corrupted form. And the options were Magnawolf, the cosmic type pseudo-legendary, Atrocity, the quicksand squid, and Recraft, the early game rodent that makes superhero costumes out of trash. And the winner was Recraft, whose popularity among trainers beginning their journey was noticed by the distant evil cosmic legendary, who turned it into a corrupted form, infiltrating the early routes with a cosmic squid creature masquerading as a Recraft by pretending to hide its head under its cardboard box. And instead of having 3 evolutions based on superheroes, has 3 evolutions based on supervillains, as it can either evolve into corrupted Reclaim, who's gone from trash can armor to a venom-inspired symbiotic monster made of pure mold. Its second evolution, corrupted Resume, has gone from speedster to spider, now inspired by Doc Ock. And its third evolution, Resor, continues the Spider-Man theme, as it's now based on the Vulture. Huge thank you to all my channel members, and for the shinies, I made them all reference to their comic book counterparts. And today's third Pokemon will be for Corey Johnson. Thanks so much, we're always looking to improve. But anyways, Corey, let's start by getting the power level of your Pokemon, and you are going to be regular. Say it with me now, nothing wrong with that. And now let's see how many times your Pokemon can evolve, and you are going to get 1, which makes you a classic 2-stage evolution line. And now let's see what typing your Pokemon's going to be. Your first up is the Ice type. That's good, usually pretty easy to work with. An Ice Psychic type, that's actually really interesting. And the last step before we see what your Pokemon looks like, let's see if it has an X Factor, and you do a signature move. We went 3 for 3 on X Factors today. Awesome. You might not like this Pokemon, but you can't deny the chemistry. The first stage of your Pokemon is Blizzcur, the Beaker Pokemon. This awkward little octopus protects its vulnerable body by encasing itself within a self-made frozen container that resembles a laboratory beaker, giving it a rather nerdy appearance that actually matches its incredibly high intelligence. And at level 31, it'll evolve into Alchemold. Now, based on a mad scientist, this Pokemon uses uses its frozen laboratory tools and brilliant intellect to mix together volatile icy concoctions that explode on impact. And these frozen brews can instantly encase foes in ice, giving this otherwise frail ice type the perfect opportunity to escape danger. And this is reflected in its signature move, Beaker Break, a move that functions similarly to Focus Punch, as it requires one uninterrupted turn to prepare before activating. But if successful, it deals 50 ice-type damage with a 100% chance to freeze the target. An incredibly dangerous effect that can completely remove the threat of whatever it touches. In terms of stats, Alchemold is actually quite fast, but it is pretty frail. And for the shiny, I went with this bright green color to resemble some sort of toxic chemical brew. If you liked today's episode, make sure to check out all the other episodes of the custom Pokemon series that can be found in this playlist. As always, huge thank you to all the artists that brought today's Pokemon to life. They can all be found in the description, so make sure to go check them out. And I'll see you all in the next episode, but until then, peace.